All right, so hello everyone. So now let's officially start our Easter math countdown practice. So now let's officially start our Easter math countdown practice. And first, I'm going to quickly discuss some rules, and given that our setting is still slightly different than the normal math countdown. And so similar like the situation, I think in the math counts, we first we'll have a kind of written test, and then we select 12 or 16 people for the countdown. So now in the first hour, what we are going to do is we are going to do this 12 people selection process. And so it's nice that I see every one of you has a nice two-digit number. And once I designed the two-digit numbers, you know, all the numbers are greater than 20. So you are going to have a ranking for 12 of you. You are going to have a ranking. Okay, so now we have 42 people in the classroom, in the Zoom room, and with 4 teachers and administrators. So altogether, we have 38 contestants. That's nice. And so the lucky ratio is about slightly less than 1/3. And so how to determine the top 12? So what I'm going to do is we are going to discuss 12 questions. These questions are relatively difficult, I hope it would be kind of like in the national sprint or target level of difficulty. And also after each question, I'm going to show you some techniques. And so how to submit the answer. So what we do is we please make sure that you know how to do private chat. And but to avoid the mistakes that some of you to chat to everyone. So each question, so before the question start, I will restrict the chat to, you can only chat to host and co-host. But still, because we have 4 hosts and co-host, you should select to send the answer only to me. Okay. So and then I in my chat window, I could see all the submitted answers by time order. So I'm going to pronounce the names for the correct for the people's number who got the correct answer. Probably because there are so many submissions, I'm not going to mention who got it wrong. And so if you after you submit the answer for a minute or two, you haven't got it, hear your name, most likely your answer is wrong, and you can try to resubmit. But it does take some time for me to record every answer, especially if there are for the easy questions. So just be patient. So do not duplicate your answers in the chat window. And so what else? So the rule is for each question, for the first 12 questions we discussed, the first correct answer we'll get. Okay, now we have 1 more people joining, so we have 39 people now. And so for each for the first correct answer, you get 12 points, and for the second one, you get 11 points. Until for the 12th one, you get 1 point. And I hope for each question, actually, I do have some difficult questions. I hope for the easy for every question, we can at least have 12 correct answers. Then that definitely means we have this would be we have a superior subset within all the Mathcounts national qualifiers. Okay, so that's the design, and hopefully we can finish in 1 hour. But I have the I have a estimation that maybe we need to be slightly delayed, but let's see. And before we start, and let me show you my story, and also we do this as a practice and make sure that there's no technical issues. So for now, you should be able to only chat to host and co-host. Now, what I'm going to do is we have a warm-up question. That question will not count. And this is actually the question for kind of like a little oral competition within my primary schools when I was in grade 5. because I solved this question when during that little competitions, and yes, it turned out in that competition, I got #1 among the school groups, and so that's why I have strong memory. Okay, so now I'm going to quickly write down the question, and maybe you know that as well. So here we have A. So AA here means a 2-digit number, right? And then it times itself, which means we have a perfect square. And so the result turns out to be a 4-digit number. And that 4-digit number can be written as BBCC. So here A, B, C are distinct digits. And my question is, what is A plus B plus C? So that's the question. So once you have the question, please submit the answer. Yes, I do see, because some people are so fast. Before I mention the question, I already see some submissions like 88, right? So 88 is not the correct answer. So that's normally that's not the situation in Mathcounts, because the question normally are very clear. But you really be careful in general when you solve a math question. So after you read all the conditions, you understand the scenario, and you do the essential calculation. Finally, double check to make sure that the question is really what you think that should be answered. Yes. Okay. Yes, I think that's it's good that all the answers I received, besides some 88 is not the correct answer, because the question asks A plus B plus C, right? Although we know that for this one, the correct the formulation should be 88 squared, that equals 7,744. So this is a nice equation. I use this as some of my passwords in some online accounts. Okay, so now it's good that I do see many correct answers still coming in. Okay, so now we can stop, and we are going to start the exciting moment, which is the first question. And but before we go, give me one more minute. Let me sure that I do have the solutions in front of me so I can check. Okay, so now we are going to move to first question. Okay, so here is the first problem. Once you have the answer, please privately chat me. Okay. So now I have to see that I already give this really strong, I already give more than 12 correct answers. So in order, they are from 84. So 84 get 12 points, and then 86 get 11 points. And next is 52. 52 get 10 points, and 88 get 9 points. So after 88 is 74 get 8 points. And 54 get 7 points. And after that is 93, 6 points. And 50, 5 points. And 67, 4 points. 43, 3 points. And 69, 2 points. So and 69, 40, 1 point. So that's good. So for this question, actually, I think even after the 20, I pretty much see, I only see 1, 2, 3, I only see four wrong answers. Yes. For this question, I think the idea is simple. You can really calculate mentally. For me, what I do is I first deal with the complicated, right? The deal with the complicated denominators, and then when you have 1 over something, it just means flip, right? So it's nice that when you flip, you get 2 over 5 plus 4 over 5, and then the denominator is 3/5. So all these things are the same. That can be canceled out from the top and the bottom. So the final answer is 2 plus 4 is 3 equals 2. Yes. So the speed is super fast for overall. And all the some I see a question, are all the answers integers? Not necessarily integers, not necessarily positive numbers. And also some of the answer to some of the questions will be names. So there's no really any restriction about it. Okay. So now we are going to see, is everyone ready? And we are going to move on to the next question. Okay, so problem 2 is showing up. So this is an algebra question. And that needs a little bit of calculation. And I know that in YouTube and some parents are watching, and I understand that actually some parents are actually the coach that made you to the Mathcounts. So for those of you who are in YouTube, you can try to submit your answer in YouTube as well, in the YouTube chat. And if I see it, I will, if I have time, then I'm going to mention whether you get correct answer or not. Okay, so the first correct answer came from, there's already correct answer, but this time I think the majority of the answers are wrong. And the first correct answer came from 77, who got 12 points. And after that, 54, 84, 25, 69, 35, 38, 88, the answers are all wrong. And then, I have the second correct answer from 33, and 33 get 11 points. And also I want to mention one thing, because I really use my own eyes to check all the answers. And if you notice that significantly I miss your answer, you can speak out. Then I'm going to double check when I finally do the total. Okay, so the third question is from 40. So 40 get 10 points. Double check again, make sure that I do have all of them. Okay, there's still many wrong answers, and then 65 get correct answer. So 65 should get 9 points. So after 65, and we have the correct answer from 59. So 59 get 8 points. So after 59, then we have two correct answers from 48, 7 points, and 64, 6 points. So after 64, there are a bunch of wrong answers. Yes, you can answer twice for the first 12 question. And if you believe that your answer should be read and no name, your number is not mentioned, you can resubmit. Okay, so 43 get the correct answer, so that should be 5 points. And so after 43, and it's 57. So 57 get 4 points. And after then 88 gets 3 points. And after 88 gets 3 points, who got 2 points. Okay, so I see a bunch of wrong answers still. Okay, so 69 get 2 points. Okay, so we are still waiting for one more correct answer. And so when you have a square, b square, when you have a square, you should think what? You should think what are the formulas related to square? We do not have square formulas about a square plus b square, right? But that's the only formula we don't have. We do have formula about a square minus b square, which is a times b, it's a minus b times a plus b. We do have a plus minus b square. Okay, 74 get the correct answer. So 74 get 1 point. All right. So, but now it's good that we see that the competition is, our little competition is tough in these two questions. So theoretically, that it could be only 12 people get points. But now so far, how many people get points for after these two questions? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 11 and 17, right? So 17 people already get points. Okay, now for this question, so when you read, so what is the kind of the gut feeling for me? When I see a plus b equals 1, that's nice, it's symmetric. I see a squared plus b squared equals 4, that's symmetric. But then I see the expression to be calculated. I hate the numerator, right? So I hate the numerator, then I work on numerator, right? So how to change b? B squared. Okay, I'll change it into 4 minus a squared. And then it's 2 plus a. Okay, that's nice. And then I will change the a squared into 4 minus b squared, and then over 2 plus b. So for this simplification first, we make things easier because each fraction only contains a and b, a, o, b, right? And also, the nice thing is the numerator becomes what? Becomes the difference of squares, so we can use the formula a minus b. I think we have a so strong class. I will write down the formulas, right? A squared minus b squared is a minus b times a plus b. So now this means 2 minus a plus 2 minus b. And now what we do is we do kindergarten, oh no, grade 1 primary school math. 2 plus 2 is 4. And then little algebra minus a minus b is minus a plus b. So 4 minus 1, and that is definitely grade 1 math, and that's 3. Finished, right? So this actually can becomes a math countdown question, right? If you know the trick. Okay, so now problem 2 finishes. And now let's see how many minutes we spend. And we exactly spend 6 minutes on it. And we will try to be a little bit quicker. Hopefully next question, we spend 5 minutes on it. All right, okay. Problem 3 now. So this is a number theory problem. Okay, so for this question, I would say it's really super fast. And I think I already got more than 12 correct answers. Okay, so now I'm going to mention the names and then explain. So the first correct answer came from 74. So 74 get 12 points. Then 86 get 11 points. And after 86, 38 get 10 points. And so 38 is a new person who just got points. That's nice. And 35 got 9 points. And after 35, 88 get 8 points. So after 88 and 45 get 7 points. Yes, congratulations, 45, you get points now. And the 69 get 6 points. So after 69, 93 get 5 points. And 42 get 4 points. Okay, so 42 is also a person who just get points. Good. And 84 gets 3 points. And after 84 and 91 get 2 points. Okay, good. 92. 1 has earned points and 62 has 1 point. Okay, that's good. So now we have definitely more than 20 people with points. That's nice. Okay, so now what for these? Yes, so after, let me see. Yes, after number 62, I do see some wrong answers, but another 5 correct answers as well. Okay, so for this question, of course, this is kind of like standard type. The question is to calculate what? The question is to calculate greatest common divisor, right? To calculate the GCD. So how to deal with the GCD? And for the GCD, what we need to care, and there will be some formulas related to it. And I will just write down a formula. And so this is AX plus and BY equals the GCD of 2 numbers. So what is the idea about this formula is when we are dealing with greatest common divisor, right? So this is about multiplication division. So how you do it, when you have a numerical value, you do the prime factorization on everything, all the numbers involved, and then you select what are the common factors. So that is by definition. However, and for the greatest common divisor, although it's related to, right? So it for itself is related to multiplication division, but we should open our mind. We should also consider plus and minus. And that can sometimes help us because plus minus are much easier to calculate. For example, then the related rule would be A, B, the GCD of two numbers. And if you add a number and to another number, a multiple of one number to the second number, then the GCD will keep the same. That is what is the so-called Euclidean algorithm, right? And so if you have these, if you already learned these complicated things, and then that's fine. If you haven't learned it, what you keep in the gut feeling you have is we have to do addition and subtraction if possible. So then for here, the question is the GCD of 2 to the power of 63 minus 1, and then 2 to the power of 54 minus 1. We first take a difference. And once we take a difference, what the good thing about it, we just use the big number minus the small number, so it's easy to calculate. So 2 to the power of 63 minus 2 to the power of 54, right? And then remaining things is 2 to the power of 54 minus 1, right? And but then the first number we can do the factorization. The factorization is there's a common factor 2 to the power of 54, and then times the other factor is 2 to the power of 9 minus 1. And okay, so then the other one is I can write down this as 2 to the 9 to the power of 6 to the 1 to the power of 6. And what you see is now you do some analysis. This is even, so that would be useless as the other number is odd, right? So this is odd, right? So this is odd, and this contains a factor because this is a to the power of 6 minus b to the power of 6. This contains factor 2 to the 9 minus 1, right? So that would be the answer, and I hope definitely for all of you, for all of us, we remember for during our whole life and what is 2 to the power up to, right? I can memorize up to 12, and probably you can memorize up to 21, and whatever it is, and that the answer is 512 minus 1, and the result is 511, right? Finished. Okay, so now we really spend 5 minutes on that, and now it's 30. So now please be ready, and I'm going to show you problem 4. And that question becomes a little bit harder. Okay, so the thing is you cannot submit the answer. You cannot submit two different numbers altogether in a very short period of time, and then the answer will not be counted. Okay, so we do have some correct answers, and the correct answer first came from 88, and 88 get 12 points. So after 88, and I do not see too much correct answer. And the second correct answer comes from 77. And so 77 get 11 points. And after 77, 93 get 10 points. And after 93 and 25 get 9 points. Okay, congratulations, 25, you get points. And so after 25, 86 get 8 points. So after 86 and 42 get 7 points. So after 42 and 35 get 6 points. So after 35 and 74 get 5 points. And after 74, 33 get 4 points. Okay, so congratulations, 33, you have points. And 55 gets 3 points. And also congratulations to 55. And what's next? And 38 get 2 points. And who get 1 point? Okay, 40 get 1 point. All right, so that's the 12 correct answers. And so after 40, I also see about 5 correct answer. And yes, and it's good that in YouTube and we have our parents and we don't also get the correct answer. All right, so now how to solve this question? So it's just like there's some numerical value. And so what we are going to show. So some people say that I think I'm right. So 30, you see the message. Let me check. Okay, so 30, I did see your message. Let me check if I have. Yes, but 30, yes, you submit the correct answer, but it's not fast enough. So that's why you didn't get points. Yeah. And so first, let me first mention what is the correct answer, as some of you are asking. So the correct answer to this question is 6. Okay, so now what they say? They say that two numbers are chosen from the set so that the product is equal to the sum of the remaining numbers. So then that means the product equals 1 plus 2 plus up to 26. And then do what? Minus A minus B, because these two numbers need to be excluded. So that would be 27 times 26 divided by 2 minus A minus B. And so that is 27 times 13, and which is 351, right? Okay, so it's 351 minus A minus B, that equals AB. And this is called what? This is called indefinite equation. For indefinite equation, for this type of the indefinite equation, we put all the AB on one side. What we have is called AB plus A plus B. That equals 351. And I think in AOPS, they mentioned this is called a special trick for that, which is about Simon's trick or something like that. But the idea is, so on the left side, we have 3 terms. Yes, it's called Simon's favorite factoring trick, some people said. Yes, but I think the keyword should not be Simon, but the keyword should be a factorization, right? So now we have 3 terms. All these 3 terms are moving around. And while on the right side is a constant, so we have tried to kind of like combine all the 3 terms on the left side together. So we could get A plus 1 times B plus 1. And then that would be 352, because the left side has one more term, 1, right? And now then what the thing left is you can do the factorization, because the A could be kind of like really linked in a very nice way only by product, right? So only by this product. So how to factorize 352? At least I noticed it's close to 360. So there must be a 4. So actually there's 8 in it, right? So 8 times 44, and so it is 8, which is a bunch of 2. 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. That's 32 times 11, right? So times 5 2s and times 11. So then we know what the situation. One has to be, then A plus 1 has to be, we can make them, right? Make A plus 1 equals 11 and B plus 1 equals, and 32. And but then we have trouble, right? Because we get A equals 10 and B equals 31. 31 is too big, right? So that one should not be counted. So we have to adjust a little bit. So then this becomes A plus 1 is 22 and B plus 1 is 16. So we move out a factor 2 there. However, for that one, we don't need to worry about A plus 1. Both have plus 1. So you directly deduct 22. Directly do subtraction, 22 minus 16, we get it. Okay. All right. So, and that's problem 4. Okay, so yes, we spent a little bit more time, so that is already 8:38. And now let's move on to problem 5. It's a very short question. So it's only 1 line. Okay, so the idea is you have 2-digit number, you add up its sum of the digits and you divide and you do a division with remainders. And what is the largest possible remainder? And for this question, the situation I see is, I see the answer came in very fast. I already received more than 30 answers, but are there any correct answers? Very, very little. And okay, so now let me see. I need to open my eyes wide. The first 4 answers all wrong. And the next 4 answers, next 5 answers all wrong. And so for most of you, please double check. Definitely there is improvement. And the next 5 answers all wrong, and the next 5 answers all wrong. And also keep in mind, this question cannot be that difficult. And if you have a computer, definitely you can calculate. There are 90 2-digit numbers. For these 90 numbers, you do 90 divisions, or because each number, the divisor is fixed. It's the sum of the digits, right? Okay, so now I see some correct answers. The first correct answer came from 74. So 74 get 12 points. So after that, I'm looking for correct answers. And okay, so I see the second one, the third one together. So 89 get 11 points. Okay, congratulations, 89, you get points. And 45 get 10 points. Okay, so 33 get 9 points. Okay, so now we have 4 correct answers. And 71 has 8 points. So after 71, and 93 has 7 points. And after 93 and 59 has 6 points. And 40 has 5 points. And after that, and the 45 has, yes, 45 already gives the points. And the 40, so after 40, what is the next correct answer? So after 40, the next correct answer came from 52. So 52 get 4 points. So after 52, 50 gets 3 points. So after 50, the correct answer came from 81. So 81 get 2 points. Okay, good, 81, now you have points. And 77, you have 1 point. So that's finish the the correct answers. And what else? The correct answer also came from 65, as well as 67, 37, 62, and a bunch of others. Yes. Okay, so for this question, what is the idea? The idea, the first thing came into mind, we want to be the largest, right? So the thing we want is the largest remainders. Then correspondingly, definitely we want the largest sum, right? Because the remainder, we know that when we do the calculation, we do some counting problems in number theory, we always need to remember that the remainder is less than the divisor. It cannot be equal to, right? It must be less than, strictly less than, right? So definitely we want the sum of the digits to be bigger, right? So what is the largest possible sum of the digits? That would be 9 plus 9, right? So now we can try 99 divided by, and in Zoom, I don't see the correct answer yet. Sorry, in YouTube, I do not see the correct answer yet. And so it would, you do 99 divided by 18, right? 18 times 5 is 90, right? So the remainder would be, the quotient is 5, the remainder is 9. So now from this example, you'll know the little situation. What the situation? The situation is you get a very large, this is good, right? So you get this part, which is good. However, after you do some work, you get a very little number, right? So that part is not good, right? So that part is not so good. And so that's the part that we have to, so we have to change our mind a little bit. We still try to find the largest, but we may not we not stick to it, then maybe you do 98 divided by 9 plus 8. What you get, that is better, right? So you still get a quotient 5, but then that is 5 times 1785, and then you get remainder 13. Okay, so at least it's something good, right? So it's something good, but you should not stop here, right? You should not stop here. You have to continue to try, because there's no way that we can really prove that. So then what do we continue to try? So 97 plus 9 plus 7, 16. So 16, but the quotient gets 1 bigger, then it becomes remainder 1. And so, but what we know that is, well, what we can restrict is we only need to consider, because you already have 13, so we only need to consider the divisor which is greater than 13, either would be 14, 15, 16, and so on, right? So it turns out that what is the best one, so I'm going to skip the middle step, the best one after you do a little bit would be you just switch 7, 9, and you get 79 divided by 16, and 16 times 5 is 80, right? So it's 1 less than 80, so the quotient is 5, the remainder is the largest possible in this case when we divide by 16, and so the answer is 15. And so that is the correct answer. Okay. All right, so now we finish problem 5, and the problem 5 we take 6 minutes. That's good. All right, so now here is problem 6. I have to give you some warnings, and for this question, it's tricky. The answer is tricky. And no surprise, within 30 seconds, within 60 seconds, I received 7 answers all wrong. I received 10 answers so far, all wrong. And okay, so now I see some correct answers. This time, hopefully I can do the things left. I double check again, make sure I do not miss anything. Okay, so the first correct answer came from 74. So 74 get 12 points. And after 74, the second correct answer came from 86. 86 get 11 points. So after 86, the third correct answer came from 37. So 37 get 10 points. Congratulations, 37. Now you have points. And next is .35. So 35 get 9 points. So 30 get 8 points. Congratulations, 30, you have points. And what else? Still no more correct answer. And so it's good that most of you give the 3-digit number as the answer, because so when you have 1,000 positive integers, how many 3-number consecutive sub can be formed? You can start with the first one. And so I need to stop. So 30 get 8 points. So for the next correct answer, we'll get 7 points. And that is from 93. So 93 get 7 points. And then 48 get 6 points. 48 get 6 points, and then 52 get 5 points. So after 52, the correct answer came from 57. So 57 get 4 points. Congratulations. And then 62 has 3 points. So after 62 and 25 has 2 points. And who get 1 point? Okay, so 62 has 1 point. 62 already answered. I think I already give 62 answer earlier, yes. And so what's next? Okay, so 77 get 1 point. All right, so now, yes, 50, your answer is correct as well. So what is the idea? The idea is, so first, in order to draw 1,000 numbers, the way I do it is I use kind of little bars to denote 1,000 numbers. Then what is the first sum? The first sum would be this, and then that. So up to the last one, right? So for the last one, because the first one started with the first number, and the last one started with 998th number. So in that means, it means what? It means, and altogether, there are 998 sums. For some of you, at the beginning, you answer some 2 to 4-digit number that must be wrong. And then the question we should try to ask, of course, in this process, you need to do a little bit analysis. And first, your first guess may be around 500. And then with some nice construction, which will be what? So we want the number to be odd. So every C number needs to have an odd. Even, odd. Then we can do even, odd, right? Altogether, there are 500 evens. So we have 250 pairs of odd. And then what's next? We can do even, odd. And then the thing is, we are going to have all the things odd, right? So all these occupies basically 750, right? And then there's another 250 odd, right? All of them are odd, right? And then in this process, you notice that the only thing that is not so good would be that. And if that is the case, then maybe you can, how to analysis that these cannot, if all the things cannot be possible. And I think the way to analyze it would be if every 3 consecutive is odd, then you would have some structures like that, right? So for the parity, if we don't know the parity, whether it's E or O with denoted by X, Y, Z, because this is odd, and the next 3 is also odd, so these 2 numbers must have the same parity, and the same for that, right? X, Y, Z, and then you will know that then it's quite kind of like 1/3, right? So 1/3 of the numbers have the same parity, the other 1/3 has the same parity, and that's another 1/3. But here what we have is 500 even versus 500 odd. So there's no way you can achieve that. And then with one construction there, so the correct answer is 997. So this is a tricky question because normally when you do the design, you think about some symmetric, the whole thing is symmetric, right? Even odd, alternating, but actually it's not, right? So that's the reason why around 500 is not the correct answer. But the thing is always that if you cannot prove what's anything, that even it's your guess, in your intuition, that you should not stop, you should continue, right? Okay, so that's problem 0.6. All right, so now next one. Problem 7. So of course, this question we may need to use Pythagorean theorem, and also the things is we may need to use some similarity formulas. Okay, so now it's good that I see at the beginning there are some wrong answers, but now I see the correct answers came in, and there are more than one. And the first correct answer came from 88. So 88 get 12 points. And after 88, and we have correct answer from 25. So 25 has 11 points. So after 25, the third correct answer came from 59. So 59 get 10 points. So after 59, 91 get 9 points. So after 91, and the correct answer came from 81. So 81 has 8 points. So after 81, and the correct answer came from 74. So 74 has 7 points. So after 74, the correct answer came from 50. So 50 has 6 points. And after 50, the correct answer came from 93. So 93 has 5 points. So after 93, and there's no more correct answer yet. Okay, so 43 get it right, and 43 get 4 points. So what you need to think is probably you can draw some auxiliary lines because there's some overlap, right? So what you can do is you can draw some auxiliary lines to help you. And also, of course, there are symmetries. So for example, all the 4 lines I draw, the 4 dotted line I draw should be the same. Oh, I'm still missing one, right? All these 4 should be the same, right? Okay, so after 43, 55 get it right. So 55 gets 3 points. Okay, so now we need 2 more correct answer. Okay, so 96, congratulations, you get points, you get 2 points. And okay, so 1 more correct answer. Then I start to explain. And still no correct answer yet. And the answer is the integer, and 86, you get 1 point. All right, so now we have 12 correct answers. So how to solve this? This is actually not so difficult because all the things we have in mind. So here they have 30, 40, 50, right? So these are the three numbers, 30, 40, 50. But the good thing about it is why they are why they are the right triangles, because we have 30, 35, right? We have 3, 4, 5. That is the basic right triangles. Now enlarge everything by 10 times, then you will get that, right? So the basic one we have to think is 3, 4, 5. Or in other way, it means the ratio of all these kind of like 3 sides are 3, 4, 5. And that is the shape of all the right triangles up here in the picture, right? Okay, so now in order to determine the sidelines of this is what we want to determine, right? So this is within a what? This is within a hypotenuse, which is 50. So in order to do that, naturally, one thing we need to get is we need to know the dotted lines, the 4 dotted lines which are equal. That's I just draw. And also we need to know what? And also we need to know these 4 line segments, right? These 4 line segments, and actually also the same. And without any calculation, without knowing the numerical value, what we know is what? We know that because all the right triangles here are similar, So without any calculation, at least we know the ratio between these purple one versus the dotted one should be what? Should be 3 to 4, right? So as long as I get one, then I'm happy with the other. And now let's start to work on numbers. So here the total is the slant one is 50, right? So here the total is 50, right? So if the total is 50, definitely we can change a little bit, and we know these must be 40, right? Because that is the one leg, right? So that must be 40. Okay, so this is 40. And so how to get that? So these are the other thing is this is 30, right? So if this is 40, 30, we can use principle of inclusion and exclusion. 30 plus 40 minus 50, right? So the overlap part is what? The overlap part should be 20, right? So here it should be 20, right? Actually, oh, it's 20, right? Which means I write here it's 20, right? It's 20. And now we look at this triangle. The ratio is 3, 4, right? So definitely we know that 20 is 5. 20 is 5 units. So each unit is 4. So this would be 9. This each unit is 4, right? So this would be 3 times 4. This would be 12. And this would be 16. Okay, so simple. The answer is 50 minus 12 minus 16, which is 50 minus 20, 22 squared. Yes, we need to know remember the perfect square that can help us calculate things quicker, and the correct answer is 484. All right, so it seems that we have some delay, although we started 8 minutes late, and within an hour we only finished 7 questions. And so let's continue. Hopefully we can be quicker. Okay, problem 8. This question is short. By the way, in the previous question, I do see Weidong and Harry in YouTube get the correct answer. So for this question, to give you some hint, and the number is relatively large. Okay, so now it's nice that I see correct answer already came in, and the first correct answer came from 62, and so 62 get 12 points. So after 62, I see the correct answer came from 55. So 55 get 11 points. So after 55, I see the correct answer from 84. So 84 get 10 points. So from these questions, I could see that overall our number sense is quite good. So after 84 get 10 points, 88 get 9 points. After 88 get 9 points, 54 get 8 points. After 54 get 8 points, and 69 get 7 points. So after 69 get 7 points, and 91 get 6 points. And what's next? And 74 get 5 points. And after 74 get 5 points, 43 get 4 points. After 43 get 4 points, and 40 get 3 points. So after 40 gets 3 points, and 52 get 2 points. And after 52 get 2 points, and 37 get 1 point. Okay. All right. So for this question, how we solve that? So yes, after 37, I still see the correct answer from 42, 80, 42, 50, as well as 60, 59, and 65 as well. Okay, so the 100 positive integer starting from A, so we can denote that, right? It's simple algebra. And 86. Let me check. Did I miss you? 86. Yes, I did not miss you, but your answer is wrong. And so the number starting with and 25, your answer is wrong. And so the starting point is A, and then the next one would A plus Y, right? And up to what's the last one? The last one, because the first one you started actually with kind of like A plus 0, so the last one is not A plus 100, it's A plus 99, right? Okay, so now what is the sum? So S would be 100A, right? And then plus what? Plus 1 plus up to 99. 1 plus to 100 is 5,050, right? So then the remaining will be 4,950. Okay, so now we want the numbers to be as big as possible. So how does the S looks like? So from what we can see is 100A. How you do 100? You always put something 2 zeros after that, right? So what this S looks like, if we can draw a column form, it means there's a big number, and that number is whatever it's A, and then 0, 0, and then you add up, you do the addition, 4,950, and you do the addition, you get S. So it means what? It means no matter what, the last 2 digits has to be 5 and 0. And about the sum of digit of S is 50. So in order to make A as small as possible or S as small as possible, we have to make each digit as big as possible so that we can have fewer digits. And then that means the whole number is small, right? So then, yes, I see some more correct answers, and recently 23 submit the correct answer. And so that would be 999, and so that's good. Why? Because 59, 45 plus 5 is 50. So that would be the best S, right? So that is our best S. And if that is best S, then what would be A? That's simple, a simple calculation, right? 999, 99 minus 49, 99950. And that is the correct answer. Okay. So problem 8 finished, and that question we did finish in 5 minutes. And now we have 4 more questions to go. Problem 9. Harry, related to problem 8, yes, your answer is quite close, but not exactly the same. Okay, so in problem 9, I already see submissions of the answers, and they all relatively, the first 3 answers are all around the correct answer, but that is not correct. And then I do see correct answers came in, which is nice. And the first correct answer came from 93. So 93 get 12 points. So after 93, the second correct answer came from 89. So 89 get 11 points. So after 89, the third correct answer came from 37. So 37 has 10 points. And then 52 has 9 points. So after 52, and 65 has 8 points. And after 65, 84 has 7 points. So then 81 has 6 points. So after 81, 91 has 5 points. So after 91, 23 has 4 points. Congratulations, 23, you have points now. And 35 has 3 points. So after 35, 25 has 2 points. and 30 has 1 point. Okay, so now after 30, I also see the correct answer from 55, 33, 60 to 45, 50, 62, and 69, 40, 72, 69 as well. Okay, so what is the best way to calculate this question? So yes, the kind of the enumeration always works, and so that's why I see many wrong answers related to the correct answer. So first, this question is talking about squares, but not rectangles. You can play by yourself after our session. So if we want to calculate how many rectangles, what shall we do? Okay, so to calculate squares, if there's no restriction about whether you include the shaded square or not, that's simple, right? Without any restriction, because 1 by 1 square, we have 7 square, and 2 by 2, we have 6 square, and so on, right? 3 by 3, we have 5 square, and then 4 square, 3 square, 2 square, 1 square. And so we just add up these 7 numbers together. Of course, for those of you already learned some serious knowledge, and you know there's a formula for that we can do as well, but we can directly add. There's no problem about that. So it's 10 plus 20, 30, 30 plus 45, 55, and 55 plus 85. Altogether, there is 140. Am I right? Yeah. So that would be 140, right? Okay, so they want to not include the shaded square. Definitely, what we notice is it would be we want to consider what is the so-called techniques, which is called we consider the complement, right? So which means we consider squares that does contain these shaded squares. So that is the thing that we want to calculate. So how to calculate the squares? How to calculate the squares that is that include the shaded square? And the thing we do is think about it. How does a square looks like, right? So let's draw a square that include the shaded square. So the square would look like that. In order to determine a square, what shall we do? We can do a point. So this is what we can consider. It's called the upper right corner. Oh, actually, what you see is because of the black square is quite close to the right boundary, right? So what is my idea is we can just think about that, right? So once we have these kind of right side, right, of the square, once we can know that, then we know what? Then we would know that we would be able to construct the square. So from to the left, right? Because once you have a line segment to construct a rectangle, there are many different ways. You don't know the length, but if you want to construct a square, it's fixed, right? Okay. So now then you just count what? You just count line segments. How many line segments are there? And yes, and so in YouTube, I see some close answers, but now you know correct answers yet. So then you see the line segments. So now the question changed into count line segments, right? So count line segments. But of course, the line segments, we need to see whether there are some restriction or not. The line segments definitely has to be on the last 2 vertical grid lines, right? And also, you see when the line segment has to cover what? Has to cover the black square, right? Then it means what? It means, so I have to maybe So I will change this into draw the line segment in that way. So the top vertex and the bottom vertex, the top vertex is actually have to be really on the top, and the bottom vertex has to be really on the bottom. So in other way, if you look at here, what you have, you know that the top vertex can only be this 4, and the bottom vertex can only be that 4. Okay, so now what do you get? You get on this vertical line, you get 4 times 4 is 16. On the other line vertex, you get 4 times 4 is 16. And now what we need to worry about? What we need to worry about is once you have this line segment, are they all good? Are they really be able to cover the, are they really be able to cover the black square? And you will notice there's one bad one. There's one bad thing, which is this. And this is a bad one. Because the line segment is too small. It does not big enough to cover the black square. That's one. And then there's another one. The other one is big is on this grid line because it's too big, right? It goes beyond the grade. But other than that, everything is good, right? So everything you can construct to the left, you get square. So then that means what? So the answer would be just 140 minus 16 times 2 and then plus 2 back. Oh, maybe do this. That would be more clear. Okay, so you see, and that is actually embedded in the important idea here in do counting HVs, which is we do 1-to-1 correspondence. You know, we want to count the squares that covers the black unit, but actually what we really count is we count by its right side because the right side is easy to calculate in that particular case. Okay, so now problem 9 finishes. And now let's move on to problem 10. That is a probability question. So definitely the answer is between 0 and 1. Okay, so the first correct answer came from 69. So 69 get 12 points. So after 69 is, yes, the fraction is a nice fraction. And but you always really need to be double check. And I do see many wrong answers as well. Okay. So the answer came in very fast. I need to be careful. Okay, so the first correct answer came from 69. 69 get 12 points. After that, the second correct answer came from 89. So 89 get 11 points. So after 89, and it would be 42. So 42 has 10 points. So after 42, and it's 74. So 74 has 9 points. So after 74 is 81. So 81 got 8 points. And so after 81 is 52. And 52 gets 7 points. So after 52, and the correct answer came from 30. So 30 gets 6 points. So after 30, and it's 62. So 62 get 5 points. So after 62 and 77 get 4 points. And after 77, 62 get 3 points. Wait. Already 62 is just a double. Okay, so 67 has 3 points. So after 67 and the 60, and so when you submit the answer, try to not duplicate very fast. And 38 get 2 points. So after 38, and who got 1 point? And that is 86 get 1 point. Okay, so now, yes, it's good that I see lots of correct answers. I think there are 10 more correct answers as well. So the idea is it's kind of like you form a little equation, then you could get it. And so play A as originally the situation, what I'm going to do is always A over B, right? So that is the way I write down things. So the original status is we want to know that in this original status 1 to 0, what would be the probability to 1, right? And so that then let's denote this probability by P, and then there will be half chance, and so these will be half that is goes to 2, 0, and then it goes to 1, 1, right? And once goes to 1, 1, then actually it's simple, right? Because it's symmetric. What is the winning probability for A? That would be half. So it can stop. And then we continue about that. And then that becomes 3, 0. Oh, it becomes 2, 1, right? So 3, 0. So this is the remaining probability is 1, right? So here and also this will be half, and this is half, and 2, 1. So what would be the situation? So the 2, 1 it could be go to what? So 2, 1. The next would be okay. So now I should stop here because 2, 1 is still 1 minute ahead of it, right? So it's still 1 minute ahead of, so the winning probability would be still P, right? And now we can form a little equation now. The equation is P equals and 1/4 plus 1/4 P plus 1/4, right? You deduct it, then you get 3 over 4P equals half. So then we know the answer is P, just you multiply 4 over 3 on both sides and you get 2 over 3. Finished. Right. So this kind of little setup the equation thing, I think is a typical structure, right? Okay, so now we finished 10 questions, so that is 9:20. Hopefully we can use around 10 minutes to get it. Okay. And also I see some okay, so I see some complaints about this the ranking of this problem about 2/3. So what I'm going to do is no worry, I'm going to check again, and if there are any mistake, I'm going to announce it. And but so far, let's first move on to problem 11 first. So all the scores, once you submit, I should be able to see it. Okay, so I see the first correct answer came from 88. So 88 has 12 points. And the second correct answer came from 77. So 77 has 11 points. And then third answer came from 25. So 25 has 10 points. And 93 has 9 points. And 62 has 8 points. 81 has 7 points. And 50 has 6 points. And for some of you, from the answers submitted by some of you, your name didn't mention because you forget about, I think in the area formula, there's a 1/2 base times the height. There's a 1/2 factor in it. So after 50 get 6 points, and who could get 5 points. So 5 points would be awarded to 57. And after 57, and so 38, I cannot give you points because you submit the answer as a row, as a negative number, although your numerical value is correct. So I think I have to stay to the rule. So 57 has 5 points, and then after that is 30 has 4 points. But 30 already submitted before, right? So 30 has 4 points, yes. So after 30 get 4 points. And 84 has 3 points. And 65, 84 has 3 points. And 65 has 2 points. And after 65 had 2 points, 69 has 1 point. Okay. So now it's good. And also now I see 38 get the correct answer as well. Okay, so how to calculate? What is the idea? The idea for these would be just the common idea would be, rough idea would be just ratios, right? And my idea is this is an irregular one. So then that would be we can calculate what my idea is. We calculate from here, right? We calculate it from here. Okay. Oh, right. Now, what shall we do? So what shall we do is we can deduct from the green triangle, yellow triangle, right? So if we can get that, then it will be fine. And in order to get that, we need to get a few ratios. The first ratio we need to get is BG over BM. What is that portion? And then what is BF over BC? And that's simple. That is just 2 over 3. So how to get BG over GM? I hope you do remember the main law theorem. So we have, so I'm going to not draw it because then the picture becomes a little bit messy. So we consider the triangle BMC and consider the line DGF. Now what we can write down is the product of the ratios. So MG over GB times BF times FC, and then CM times CD, and that is MG times GB times 2 times 2, yes. No. BF over FC, sorry, what is that? BF over FC, so 2 times 1, and then C MG over GB, and then CD over CM. Oh, sorry. So CD over CM, that equals 1, right? So 2 over 1 equals 1. So now we know MG over GB is 1 over 4. So for this, what we have is 4 over 5, right? 4 over 5. And once we have this 4 over 5, then can we calculate the area of, can we get the area of the triangle BGF? Yes, we can. and it is 4/5 times 2/3 times the area of triangle BMC. So what is the area of triangle BMC? The total area is, and the total area is, remember, is 1, but BMC is not half, it's a quarter, right? So it's a quarter, so it is 4 times 5 times 2 times 3 times a quarter. So that would be 2/15, right? I calculated it right. 2/15/2, right? Okay, so now we get this part. And now next, when we need to deduct that bit, right? So now what we need to do is we need to get the ratio of BH versus BG. And we also need to know BE over BF. BE over BF, that's simple, that is half. So how about BH over BG? And I think my idea is we do that. We do the extension. So if I do the extension here, then I extend here. Now I see this is K. So what we have, then we have the parallel lines. So AB is 1, right? MK is what? Because AB is 1, then CK is, so MK would be MC plus CK. So CK, because BE over EC is 1/2, so CK has to be 2. This will be 2.5. Then which means AB equals is 1 to 2.5. So we all know, what we know is BH versus HM is 2/5. Then this is also 2/5. So what is BH among the whole portion of BM? So that is 7/2, 2/7 BM. What is BG? BG, we know that BG is 4/5, right? 4/5 BM. So now we calculate a little bit. So that is what? That is 35/8, right? And so we have 35/8. Now what we need to do is, and so the area, of triangle BHE versus the area of triangle BGF, what is the ratio is, it's 35 times 8 over, right? No, I think I got something wrong. It should be 2/7, so that's why it's still that you just stick to the rule, do not go over too fast. 14/5. And so that overall would be 5/28, right? This should be correct. And then finally, what would be the answer? Would be we just use this 2/15 times what? Times 1 minus 5/28. So what we get is 2/15 times 28/23, and the result finally simplified to 23/210. Yeah, so some people ask this, why we get this, and maybe because we don't have the time to discuss about that, and maybe what you can check is you can take a screenshot and study about many-loss theorem, and then you'll get it. Okay, so finally, and we march to the most difficult question today, problem 12. And so people ask if there's a leaderboard. Yes, and I'm a little bit traditional people. So what I do is I write down all the points in a piece of paper. So I will test to do the manual. So I have to just to do the manual addition. But giving this question, I think it takes you a little bit of time. So I'm going to do the addition now. Okay, so you don't need to worry about the scores because it's manually. I do the addition. I could make mistake, but as the moderator side, the moderator also has a record, so he is going to check as well. And so after when we finish this question, when I'm about to announce the result, if you see there's anything suspicious, you can let me know as well. Okay, so far for this particular question, I don't see any correct answer yet. And so I think I need to give you a hint. So of course, the key condition is that fraction. So AB over A plus B, right? And can you get some can you get some examples? And actually, the situation is probably some of you are thinking what we have discussed about Simon's favorite trick, because when you see AB equals divided by A plus B equals some number, if the number is concrete, then you can do the factorization. But that one, I don't think is really help. So what for the hint I give you is, I'm going to give you the hint, which is, oh, that's wonderful. Before I even give the hint, there is already one person get it correct. So the hint is that. Okay, so here is the hint. But now I'm going to announce who get 12 points. And the person who get 12 points is, let me double check. Person who get 12 points is 62. So 62 has 12 points. So after 62, and we also have 93 that got 11 points. Okay, so that's so far are the two only correct answer. All the answer you submitted, and I have checked again, and there are only these two correct answers, 93 and 62. Oh, there's one more. There's one more correct answer from 33. So 33 get 10 points. So 33 get 10 points. After that, what do we have? 77 get 9 points. Okay, so after 77, I do not see any correct answer yet. So far we have 4 correct answers. Still no more correct answers yet. Okay, still no more. And okay, so there's one more correct answer. And that is So 77 gets 9 points. And the next one came from 54. So 54 has 8 points. And after 54, and we have 52 gets 7 points. And after 52 gets 7 points, and 74 gets 6 points. And the 74 gets 6 points, and then after that, we still have 5 more correct answers. So maybe I slowly start while I keep an eye on the chat. Okay. So what is the idea? This is also a typical structure when we're dealing with kind of this divisibility problem. So the idea is I let K equals the GCD of A and B, and what is the typical structure? Then K is definitely a multiple of K is divisible by A, K is divisible by B. So A is A is written as Ka prime, B is written as Kb prime, A prime, B prime are all positive integers. I do not see that, right? But the key thing is GCD has no common dividers. And then if we have this expression, now let's plug into that fraction, see what we have. A times B over A plus B, then that would be Ka prime, Kb prime, and then that of course is Ka prime plus B prime. Okay, so now what you see is, of course, you can cancel out K, and then you get K times A prime plus B prime, and that's the situation, right? And oh, sorry, there's no K, right? A prime plus B, A prime plus B prime. A prime plus A prime is at least 1. B prime is at least 1. Definitely A prime plus B prime cannot be 1. It is a real number. Given that it's a real number, what does it mean? It means it has to be whatever the prime factor in A prime plus B prime, please must come from K, or A prime, or B prime. However, remember this condition, A prime and a B prime has no common factors. Then that implies what? That implies the GCD of A prime versus A prime plus B prime is 1. That implies the GCD B prime versus A prime plus B prime, that is also 1. So they cannot have any common factors. Given that, and then we have a nice condition. And then next condition is A prime plus B prime has to be divisible by, has to be a factor of K. K is divisible by A prime plus B prime. And that is essential condition, right? And that is essential condition. Also, we know that as long as how we construct it back to AB, as long as we have this condition, right? This green condition together with this restriction, we should be able to come back to construct back of what A and B are, right? Okay, so now still we have missing 5 correct answers for points. So now what we need to calculate? We need to calculate A plus B, right? So what is A plus B? So A plus B, of course, that is K times A prime plus B prime, right? And okay, so then K is a multiple of A prime plus B prime. So it's kind of like we have A prime plus B prime square in it, right? So now what we need to do is, we know that enumeration is a powerful tool, and we do enumeration. And for enumeration, what we do? What we really do is we can just enumerate based on what? A prime plus B prime. If it's 2, and then what could be K, right? So I will just don't write down more notations. We can just enumerate. What could be K? K can be 2, right? And it would be 2 times what? 2 times 1 and 2, 3 up to what? Okay, so up to, because and now I see some correct answers who get 5 points, and 5 points is giving to 84. And then after that, 4 points is going to 4 points is giving to 65. And 3 points is giving to 69. And what else? Who get 2 points? Okay, so there's still 3 more points to go. Okay, so up to what? Up to 24, right? Because 24 times 4 squared is 96, right? Okay, so now we get 24, right? Okay. So also we need to do a construction. Do we have a construction? Yes, we always have a construction because a prime b prime is 1 plus 1. We can let a prime is 1, so we always can construct back to a and b. And now let's continue. So a prime plus b prime is what? Is 3. And then k equals 3 times. Okay, so now 40 get 2 points. All right, and 40 get 2 points. And do we have the next correct answer? Okay, so there's still 1 more point to give. And okay, so k is what? K is 1, 2, 3 up to 11, right? And then, but here, be careful. You should not count these as 11. Why? Because the question is asked how many values of a plus b, right? So there are some repeated ones. For example, 36, I think is repeated, right? And so we have to avoid, so in this first row, what we have is all the multiples of 4, right? So that would be, so 91 get, so 91 get 1 point. And okay, so we have to avoid all the multiples of 4. So multiples of 4, which means we have to get rid of the 4 here. We have to get rid of the 4 here and get rid of 8 here. So that would be 9, right? So that would be 9. So then what's next? Okay, let's continue. So I need to a prime plus b prime, that could be 4. And then k is equals 4 times what? We don't need that, right? Because it's always a multiple 4. All the multiples of 4 are already listed. So let's ignore that. And now we just continue to see what could be the case. The a prime plus b prime could be 5, right? However, it could be 7, right? We don't need to worry about 6, right? Because whatever the value you get is already being covered by the first line. So k can be 5 times then 1, 3, right? You have to be an even number. Oh, 2 is fine, right? Because it's not about 2 and 3. So there's another 3, 1 and 7. K equals 7 times 1, 2, right? And is that all? And what about k equals 9? A prime plus b prime equals 9. Oh, this should not be counted because of what? Because it's already in this category, right? It's multiple of 9. Okay, so now we have right. We have 3, we have 2, so we add up together. Now we get the final answer is 38. Okay, so now it's good. So we finished the counting process, and now I need to do my homework. So which is to do the addition and for the moderator, and if you have the yes, I'll enable public chat, and so you can have a rest, and yes, and so and you can give me some comments if you want. And also we stop recording, so you can be a little bit, you can be even more free. And so 20 Okay, so now please guess what is the cutoff? What is the cutoff? And you can get, I think we can guess two things. The first thing is what is the highest point and what is the cutoff? Okay, so I think we need. Okay, so the moderator already gave me a sheet. So here is the procedure. So I'm going to do my addition. And also for that problem 10, I'm going to double check the points. And so I will compare with the moderator's result, then I'm going to announce. That may take, I think I should be able to finish within the round the clock, and then we start the matchup. Okay, problem 10. So in problem 10, the first correct answer came from 69. So that is 12 points, and that is correct. And the second correct answer came from 89, that's 11, that's also correct. And then came from 42. 42 get 10 points. That's also correct. So after that, and the correct answer came from 94. So 94 has 9 points. That's also correct. So 81 then has 8 points. That's correct. And after 81 is 52. 52 gets 7 points. That's correct. And then 30 has 6 points. Yes, 30 has 6 points. That's also correct. And next 62 has 62 should have 5 points. Yes, that's also correct. 77 has 4 points. Yes. And 62 has 3 points. Yeah, but 62 already get 5 points. So we go to the next one, which is 67. 67 has 3 points. And after 67, 62 is repeated. And 38 has 2 points. And 86 has 1 point. I think the calculation, the recording for problem 10 is all correct. So now I'm going to do the next step, which is comparing my result with the moderator's addition. Okay, so number 1 match, number 2 match, number 3 match, number 4 match, number 5 match, number 6 match, number 7 Yes, number 7 match. And the number 8. Number 8 match as well. And the number 9. And number 9. Number 7, number 8, and number 9. So there's something wrong. We have some discrepancy with number 9. Let me check. And I need to check one question, one moment. Problem 2. I did make a mistake. Okay, so we have number 9 matched. And we also have number 10 and then number 11. Number 11. Yes. Okay. So now I think we have everything matched, and so the moderator and I agree with all your result. And so first I need to check your idea. So there's one situation we have a joint number 9. So there will be 2 people that have same scores, both are number 9. And we also have 2 people which is the same score, which both are number 10. And in that case, shall we assign the pairing just based on the order of your original number, or we should have a kind of what tiebreaker? What's your idea?
I don't think that's necessary.
Huh?
I think we should just. I think we should
Yeah, I
just
think we
randomly.
really don't have time. Yes, have that
Yeah.
enough time. So we will just first. So the rule is we first rank according to the scores, and then we rank according to your number. And but anyway, given that we are going to have a matchup, and anyway, so then Gordon, what's your idea? So can you announce the result? Maybe by sharing the screen, or you just put
All
it on
right.
chat to everyone.
I'll just read it off. All right. So the
Okay, you
cutoff
read it out.
was 33. And so in joint 11th place, we have 69 and 89. And we'll have the 69 as the 11th seed and the 89 as the 12th seed. In joint 9th place with 34 points, we have 25 and 33. And 25 will be seated 9th and 33 will be seated 10th. In 8th place, we have, with 40 points, we have player 84. In 7th place, with 41 points, we have player 62. In 6th place, with 43 points, player 86. In fifth place with 44 points is player 52. And the top four will get a first round bye, so you don't have to play for the first round. So like the bottom 8 will get 4 people will play against the top 4. So in fourth place with 49 points is 77. In third place with 65 points is 88. In second place with 72 points is 93. And in first place with the overall points of 77 is player 74. So I'll I'll read off the people who are in: 74, 93, 88, 77, 52, 86, 62, 84, 25, 33, 69, and 89. And I'll post the bracket in the chat. So, yeah. This is basically the way that the real Mathcounts countdown is done. So, yeah. You can track the... I cannot, but yeah, try like a school setting or something. And I posted it in the YouTube chat as well. Doctor, are you good to go now? Also, for the students who are participating, you guys should turn on your cameras. You don't have to show your face, but I just need to be able to apply the spotlight to you. So like when your match is officially called, you turn on your camera for a little bit and we can spotlight you. Dr. Yao, you're muted, by the way.
Okay, so my idea is that how everyone think whether it works. So we want to, if you want to show your face, that's perfect. If you want to keep your privacy, we understand that. That's fine as well. So what I do, what I think is probably you open the microphone so that you give the answer by your voice, and for the clap, in order to identify who makes who makes the first claim the problem and want to answer, and I think we probably you put it on chat to everyone, and then we go from there. Okay, so someone already helped me put the order, and let me quickly check. And if that's so 74 already put on the bracket diagram. And so let me quickly check if it's correct, and then we just go from there. Okay. 84, 52. Is it I'm a little bit confused. Okay. I think the okay, so some people have technical difficulties to show up the answers in chat. Okay, so now how about we do that? Because we cannot do puzzle. So for each question after I show up, and what you do is okay, so some people want to share the screenshot of the brackets, and okay, so let me stop share of my current one, and I'm going to share the brackets. and shared. And is that correct? And everyone, please check. Please help me check if that's correct. And we just go based on that. And after 4 rounds, we will ask 74 help us. 74. Have you updated your image, or it's just the one the same as before? Okay, no worry. You just put the result after we finish. Okay, so now, so I think what the idea is, and in each round, and for the person you want to submit the answer, please put the word clap in the chat to everyone, because now it's only a competition between two, and you first put the word clap to everyone, then I could be able to see it as well. And then after I see your number, and then you start to put your answer just on the chat, and then I will tell you right or wrong. How about that? Does everyone think that works? Okay, so now let's start. So based on that, what is the first round? So can everyone double check 74's design? If that's correct, we will just go according to that. Yes, so the rule is you first type clap, then after I saw it, I can identify who gets who, and you clap to everyone, and you give the answer to everyone. And then after I announce your number, and then you put your answer also to everyone, and then I will tell you right or wrong. Okay, so that's the first step. The second step, if you get it right, then you get 1 point. If you get it wrong, then you will get 0 point, right? And then the other person will have a chance, because I think my design, and also because it's a practice, we always want to finally get the correct answer. So if the second person claim the answer and did not solve it within, I think it's 45 seconds, right? I need to put a timer on, and then the first person will have a chance to answer it again. So until we get it all right. Okay. So, okay. So now the first 4 rounds would be between 84 and 25 is the first matchup, and 52, 89 is the second, and 33 and 62 is the third, and 86 and 69 and 86 is the first. Okay. All right, so now I'm going to stop the share, and then I'm going to change back to my document. All right, so now open the chat. So we are going to start. So 84 versus 25. Can you both type ready to everyone? So we know that it's good. Okay, so 84 and 25 both type ready. So now we are going to start. So again, so I will follow whatever the Mathcounts method, and so please bear my non-native English, but I'm still going to read the questions, and in case the questions are difficult, I'm going to give you some to give the hint as well. Also, I need to put the 45 seconds timer ready. Okay. Then. All right. So now this is a matchup round 1 between 24 and 25 and 88. Now the first problem is showing up. Some small equilateral triangles are fitted together to make one large equilateral triangle. The large triangles 25. It should be the key. The first one I saw is 84. 84. Please type your answer, and your answer is correct. So now 84 is 120. Okay, so yes. So this is actually a simple addition: 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 5 plus plus 1, the reverted y is 1, 2 plus 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4. Okay. All right, and so 84, so problem 1 finished, and now maybe I put the correct answer in, and so people could see, and the correct answer is 25. All right, so now the second question. How many perfect squares are between 6 to the power of 4 plus 1 and 4 to the power of 6 plus 1? All right, and 25. And let me quickly check your answer. The answer is wrong. Okay, so now 84, you have chance, 45 seconds to go. Okay, so 84, your answer is correct. The answer is 27. And here the trick is this would be what? This would be 6 squared squared. So that is 36 squared plus y, right? And that is 4 to the 3 squared minus 1, which is 64 squared minus 1. And then the roughly would be 64 minus 36. But we need to be careful. Okay, so now it's 220. And also, and yes, so for those of you who are not in the match, if you want to put your answer, and that's fine, and you can privately message me if it's a difficult question. The two people involved have no answer. You can directly message me. I can tell you whether the answer is right or wrong, but do not put it to everyone. So we keep the chat relatively clean to see. All right. So now problem 1.3. So I want to assemble 27 unit cubes into a strong 3 by 3 by 3 cube. Wherever two small cubes meet face to face, I shall put glue on one of these two faces. How many small faces do I have to put glue on? Uh, 25, go ahead. Yes, 25, you get the answer correct. The answer is 84. And also actually before 25 got the correct answer, and 88 get the correct answer as well. So the thing is, you see there will be 3 layers, right? Each layer the attached by a 3 by 3 square. And also remember the question, there's a tiny thing, it's one of them. So each touch is 9. So double of 9 is each direction, but there are 3 directions. So it's 18 times 3. And the answer is 54. Okay, so now it's 2 to 1. And next, problem 4. You have to move 3 discs to make an equilateral triangle the other way up. What is the total number of on the 3 discs you have to move? Okay, 25, go ahead. Yes, your answer is correct. The answer is 18. And before 25 and 88 and 74 get the correct answer as well. Yes. And the idea is, the tricky idea is we move that way. So we move 7 to here. We move 10 to here. It's actually the 3 corners. And then we move the 1 down. And then that becomes a inverted, what is called inverted equilateral triangle, right? Okay. So now it's 2 to 2. And nice. I can use up all the 5 questions. Okay, so the final one, which is problem 5. Yuan wrote down 4 consecutive integers. He calculated 4 possible totals made by taking 3 of the integers at a time. None of these totals was a prime number. What is the smallest integer Yuan could have written? Okay, so 84, go ahead. Yes, your answer is correct. The answer is 7. So it is 7, 8, 9, 10, right? So in this case, what is the smallest? So this is the correct answer. And what is the smallest? Smallest sum you can form is 7 plus 8 plus 9 is actually always a multiple of 4, right? So 24, 26, 24, 25, 26, 27, right? So these two are for sure composite numbers because they are multiples of 7, but for the middle one, you need within this gap. So for the multiple 7, there's always two numbers have a gap, right? So you have to make sure within that gap, there's no prime numbers, and then you come back, right? Okay, so now, and so in this round, 84 is finally 3-2. So 84 wins. Okay, so now let's move on to the next one, 52 and 89. Can you put ready to everyone? 52 and 89. Okay, so I see both 52 and 89. And now we are going to start our second matchup. Question 1. The figure shows two equilateral triangles and with some angle information. What is the value of x? $52, go ahead. Put your answer to everyone. Your answer is wrong. Okay, so 89, 52, you can continue to work, and 89, you have 45 seconds. Okay, 89, go ahead. Yes, 89, your answer is correct. The answer is 40. So now 52, 89 is 0 to 1. And actually, the answer is not that difficult to calculate, right? So these of all these things we know is 60. So this is 60, 360 is 180. So this must be 45, right? So this is 45, and then this would be 55. And then this is 55, then this would be 80, and this 80, this 60, right? So this is just a standard angle tracing problems, given there's already degree matter on top of x, so the x is equal to 40. Okay, so problem 1 finished. Now, suppose A and B and C are three distinct prime numbers, such that A plus B plus C is 92. AB plus BC plus CA is 2201. Find the value of ABC. Yes, in the previous question, I do see many of you submit the answer quickly. That's nice. Okay, 52, go ahead. Yes, 4042 is the correct answer. Okay, so now it's 1 to 1. The correct answer is 4042. And the tricky part is what? Once each time you see a prime number, for me, especially after I see some real concrete numbers, I see 2 is the only prime, right? 2 is the only prime. So what we know is, we know if all of them are odd, then there must be something wrong. And so one of them has to be 2. So we can assume that A equals 2. And then what is B plus C? B plus C must be 90. And actually, you put in B plus C is 90, you could get what is BC, right? Because A times B plus C and plus BC is 2,201. So this would be 180. So BC would be just 2,201 minus 180, and you get 2021, right? So you just double it. You don't really need to get the actual value of ABC, then that should be fine. All right, so next 2.3. So Andrea, Brain, and Claire spent an afternoon picking strawberries. Andrea picked up 3 pounds more than Brian, but 2 pounds less than Claire. If Brian picked 3/4 of the amount that Claire picked, and 52, go ahead. Okay, so 52, your answer is 53, and that is correct. Okay, so now it's 2-1. And for this question, let me finish reading and finish solving it. Brian picked up 3/4. So for me, so what I do is I just write down A, B, C. Brian is 3/4, so I would think Brian is 3 units, and Claire is 4 units. And then what the difference between Claire and Brian? By the first condition, you know the difference is actually 5, right? Actually, Andrea is 5. So then that means the difference is 5. So U is 5. So once you get 5, you get 15, you get 20. So Adrian picked up 3 more pounds than Brian, so it's 18. So that's why you add up together. And the answer is not 52, but 53. And that is the correct answer. Okay. All right. So 2.3 finished. And now next. Question 2.4. Each of the numbers 74, 83, and 92 has a property that the digits adding up to a multiple of 11. How big is the gap between 92 and the next but one such numbers? So the next but one such numbers. And 50, I think the first, in my side, I see 81 is the first. 81, go ahead. Yes, 36 is the correct answer. So now in this round, you know, we really have a strong group. Now in this round, we are 2-2 as well. So for that one, so we need to list. So the sum of digits is 11. So all the 2 digits are gone. And so we have to do the 100 things. So 1 always does not work, then it becomes 110. So we have to go 119 and then 128. And so we need to do the question is 128 minus 92 because the next but 1. So we missed this 128 minus 92 and we get 36. Okay, so question 2.4 finish. As okay, so now is the most important one. Question 2.5. How many 3-digit numbers have the property that the sum of the digits is divisible by 5? The sum of all the digits, the sum of the 3 digits in the 3-digit number. Yes, I do see some quick correct answers. '89, go ahead. Yes, 180 is the correct answer. Okay, so in this round, so 89 wins with 3-2. Okay, so this question actually needs no calculation. So why is that? It's because, so think about no matter what, right? No matter what the first 2 digits, if you consider these 5, 3-digit number and their sum, when you had calculated the digit sum and what would be the situation? The digit sum is 5. So the digit sum is 5 consecutive integers, right? Giving there 5 consecutive integers. So definitely one of them, exactly one of them is divisible by 5. So this question is simple. It just use how many 3-digit numbers are there. This is 900. I think this is something that everyone should remember. And divided by 5, and then you get 180. But be careful. You know, this does not apply to the situation. You know, you can design a math countdown problem. How many 3-digit number have the property that the sum of digits is divisible by 6? Then it is not calculating this way properly. Okay. So now next round. 33 versus 62. Okay. So can both 33 and 62 say ready to everyone? Okay, everyone. Okay, both 33 and 62 are ready. Okay, so now we are going to show question 3.1. The figure shows 7 metal rings linked together. What is the smallest number of rings that needs to be cut in order to separate all the rings? Okay, so now from what I see is 62 first claimed this question. So 62, please go ahead. And your answer is wrong. And now the chance goes to 33. You have 45 seconds. Now, actually, you already clicked. You can directly put the answer. Yes, 33, get the correct answer. For this type of question, we always need to be careful. And this is actually a typical, if you learn, actually I majors in topology, and these part of the topology is called knots and link series. So this is a basic structure where kind of the two circles should be linked, right? So by that kind of the things, it's called half link. And but by that you need to break. Without breaking, there's no way you can separate them. Of course, you can separate them in 4-dimensional space, but that's a different story. So now what we have to do is, so among this part, so among this pair, you have to break one. Among this pair, you have to break one. Among this pair, you have to break one. But you only need to do what? You only need to break this one that connect always the big one, right? And then that's all becomes disassembled, right? Okay, so finished. That's prop one. And now next. Question 3.2. A quiz has 25 questions with 4 points awarded for each correct answer and 1 point deducted for each incorrect answer, with 0 for each question omitted. John scored 77 points. How many questions did he omit? 62, go ahead. Your answer is correct. And now is 1-1. Because, so think about it, that's 77 points, right? You do 77 divided by 4, what do you get? You get 19 with remainder 1, right? So they have to at least answer 20 questions correct, right? So if they get 20 questions correct, that is 4, there is 80, but he gets some questions wrong, 3 questions wrong, and then that gets 77. And so the unanswered question, of course, will be 25 minus 20 minus 3, that is 2. And why this is the unique answer? Because if you answer, you get too many questions correct, like 21, then in order to go back to the points for your total score, go down to 77, you need to make many wrong answers, but there's not enough points for that. All right. So next, question 3.3. If I write all the whole numbers, which means positive integers from 1 to 500 in a row, what will be the 1000th digits that I write? Okay, 62, go ahead. Yes, your answer is correct. The answer is 3, and now it is 1 to 2. So how to calculate this? And for this type of questions, actually, I remember one number, and that number is 189. So what is 189? 189 is actually the number of digits for all the single digit number. There are one single digit number, each one has 1 digit, plus there are 92 digit number, each one has 2 digits, that's 189. And now next, what do we do? So for me, I directly have these 100,001, there's 189, then I get 811, and then all the other numbers starting from 100, right? All 3-digit numbers, so I have to divide it by 3. So 300 divided, so 881, because each 3-digit number has 3 digits. So 811 divided by 3, that's 27. 217 with remainder 1. So what does that mean? And it means we have some 273-digit number, and then the digit to be calculated is actually the leading digits, right, of the next one. The leading digit of the next one, of course, is 270 something. 270 plus 99, 1 and 2-digit numbers, so there's 300 something numbers. So the answer must be 3, right? So question 3.3 has answer 3. That's nice. All right. So, and Okay, so now is next question. Question 3.4. What is the smallest, of course, positive integer case such that the sum below is divisible by 9? 62, go ahead. Yes, 8 is the correct answer. Okay, so now in this round, we haven't finished all the questions, but we know that 62 at once. So first, for this question, it's divisible by 9. It means what? It means the sum of the digits. So if sum is divisible by 9, it's the same as what? We always know that it's the sum of the digits is divisible by 9, right? Sum of the digits are divisible by 9. For the first one, yes, it's 1, and then plus 2, and plus 3, plus 4. And you just continue to add. That's 10, 10, 15, 21, and 28, and 36. That is already 36 is a multiple of 9, right? So that is already good enough. So that's why the answer to that question is 8. Okay, so, but we are still going to do question 3.5 and between 33 and 62. So we will have a final, result. Okay. So question 3.5. What is the minimum value of the below expression? So here the 2 bars means absolute value. Okay, so yes, 74 got the correct answer. Oops. What happens? The screen stopped. Okay, so it's back. Okay, so 62 get the correct answer. And okay, so for this question, what's the idea? And you could be able to think about after you break down the absolute value, what you have is you always have some x plus something. So it's always a line. So actually for these kind of zigzag lines, the thing we always kind of like these zigzag lines. And why the reason that they change the slope? Because when the numbers inside the absolute value becomes from negative to positive, etc. Right? And so in this sense, what we need to quickly get would be we get okay. So what are the 0 point? So one is 2, and actually 2 is the largest one, and then the other is 4/3, and that one is 5/7, 7/5. And then what we need to see is we see how many x are there, right? So in the first one, how many x? When x is greater than 2, everything is positive. So that would be 9x. And then here you deduct by x. So that would be 8x. And here what the situation is x plus 3x minus 5. So it's negative x. So once we get that, we know here is a point that make this absolute value, right? Because this is kind of like the bottom, right? So you just plug in x equals 7/5, which is 1.4, and then you plug in, and then the final answer you get would be 4/5, or 0.8. Okay, so now we finish this run, and then the next matchup. Okay, so now 86 and 69. And can you both see ready? Yes, I see 69, both 89, 86 and 69. Ready? And now We are going to see first question. One of the digits 1 to 9 is put in each unshaded square so that no digits is repeated and the totals of the entries in the rows and columns are as shown. What number goes in the starred square? Okay, so 86, go ahead. Yes, the answer is correct. And the answer is 5. Okay, so now 69 versus 86 is 0 to 1. So basically, it's kind of like we are solving a little kind of equation with, so there are 3 by 3 grids, 2 gray ones, so there will be some unknowns. We need to solve that, but all the things are integers. So in that sense, we can easily deal with, and also it's 1 to 9. So 4 has to be 1 and 3. So 3 has to go to top, go to the top. Otherwise, the top becomes 1 plus 11. 11 is not there. So it's that, and right. So it's that, and then what we need to do is how to split 7. So 7 could be, there's 3 already be used. So it could be 2 plus 5, and no, 2 plus 4, or 4 plus 3. It's 2 plus 4, and then that would be 11, and that's 5, and that's 8. Everything works. Okay, so the correct answer is 8. Simple one. Okay, now next. Question 2. There is $150 in a store's cash register at the beginning of a day and 348 at the end. 86, go ahead. And the answer is 18, and that is a correct answer. Okay, so now it's 0 to 2. So here, the thing is we want to calculate how much of the money was sales tax. So the sales tax is 10% means what? It means 100. That is original, the product price versus the tax is 10%. So it's actually 10 to 1, right? So 348 minus 150, and you get 198, and you divide, basically you divide by 11, you get 8, because, and tax is 1 out of the 11 portion, right? Okay, so simple one. All right, so no worry, 69, you still have chance. And so now next, that is problem 3. Find the largest 3-digit number ABC such that the 3 2-digit numbers constructed. 69, go ahead. No, your answer is wrong. And such that 2-digit number A, B, A, C, and B, C are all primes. And now 86, you have 45 seconds. Okay, so 86, go ahead. '86, you can input the answer. Your answer is wrong. And now these, oh, everyone, do not destroy the problems. And because the problems are already showing up. And so we are going to skip this question for now, but no worry. And if there's a tie, and then we are going to make up. And the correct answer to this question is actually 731. Okay. All right. So now problem 4. The coordinates of 3 vertices of a square are 0, 4, 4, 1, and 3, 8. What is the coordinate of the first vertex? Okay, 69, go ahead. Yes, your answer is correct. And now it's 1, 2, 2. And so the thing we can do it is actually we can just do a quick picture and roughly see where is the location, and you could see roughly how those things it goes would be 0, 4, right? So it's over here, right? X and Y. So I draw a very sketchy picture. So here, B is X equals 4, Y equals 1. So it's kind of here. C is X equals 3, Y equals 8. So it's kind of like here. So what the situation would be looks like, and roughly speaking, it could be like that. And then if you know it's just once you determine the order, then you can easily to use the midpoint formula, right? So that means you add up these two coordinates and 4 plus 3, and then minus the third one, right? 1 minus 8 plus 4, and then it becomes 7 and 5. Okay. So now it's question 4, and next, let's go to problem 5. How many 5-digit positive numbers have the product of their digits equal to 1,000? We deal with the sum of the digits for 3-digit numbers, and now we deal with the product of the digits for 5-digit numbers. Okay, 69, go ahead. Yes, your answer is correct. And the answer is 40. So now it's 2. And first, let me quickly finish this. And so sum of the digits is equal to 1,000. So what does it mean? It means we have to split it, right? So 1,000 can be split into what? 2 times 2 times 2, then times, and then multiply 5, multiply 5, multiply 5, right? And so you have to allocate them into the 5 numbers. So here there are 6 numbers, right? So what we need to do is we can do 2, 4, 5, 5, 5, or we can do 1, 8, 5, 5, 5, because nothing can be matched up with 5. And then for each one, this is a repeated one with a repeated permutation. So there's 5 repeated 3 times. So 5 factorial divided by 3 factorial, you get 20. So 20 times 2, you get 40. Okay. So now I'm having a difficult situation, right? So I need to add another problem, and that problem, unfortunately, is not in my PDF yet. So give me 1 second. So I need to pull out some problems, and I actually have one question ready. Just one moment. Okay, so 69 and 86. Please look at my new question. Okay, so now I consider 2 expressions. The first is A equals m squared plus 4. The second number is B is m plus 1 squared plus 4. And here I do not write it words. So m, A, and B are both integers, right? Okay, so now what we need to find is the maximum possible value of the greatest common divisor of A and B. So both, so m is the integer. Okay, 86, go ahead. Yes, 86, the answer is correct. 17 is the correct answer. Okay, so in this round, so 86 is 3 to 2, and 86 advances. And so 74, could you send me the updated bracket chart? So we are going to show everyone, and we start the second round. Do we have the, so we just directly go? So, okay, so it seems that the moderator already posted a link. Okay, so everyone can click. So the next round would be between 74 and 84. Okay, let me, this is probably the best one. And, okay, so here is the situation. So the next round would be 74 versus 84. And then 77 versus 89. And 62 versus 93. And 86 versus 88. Okay, so now I'm going to stop the share and bring back the chat. Here's my, to get my, one moment, I need to get my chat window back. Okay. All right, so 74 and 84, can you see ready? Okay. So question 5.1. The mean of a sequence of 64 numbers is 64. The mean of the first 36 numbers is 36. What is the mean of the last 28 numbers?
Okay, just share your screen.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Okay, so here the screen, and so 84 and 74 both get the answer. One moment. Let me. Okay, so these, so sorry for not sharing the screen, but based on what I write, and 84 gets the points. So it's 0 to 1. And this is just a simple calculation. But for that calculation, I think what we can use is we can use the difference of the square formula, right? And so that's why it becomes 64 minus 36 times 64 plus 36 and divided by 28. And the answer is 100. Okay, so now next question. At a particular middle school, a 74, go ahead. And your answer is not correct. Wait. And yes, your answer is correct. And I made, yes, your answer is correct. And now it's 1 to 1. And so this question is simple. It's like you just 90% add up with 94% and then divided by 100%. And that is 84%. Okay. All right. So now, hopefully next time and next question, everything will be back to normal and there will be no surprise. Question 5.3. I start with a square. 74. Go ahead. Yes, 22 is the correct answer. And so this question, you inquire one side by 3, the other side by decrease by 2, so differ by 3. Of course, if you form the equation, it will be x plus 3 times x minus 2 equals 24. But the best way to deal with this kind of the so-called quadratic equation is you directly guess what is the number by the factorization. You know that would be the quickest way. Okay, so now it's 2-1, and so next question 5.4. A solid metal sphere of radius 32 centimeters is melted down, and 84. Your answer is wrong, and 74. And your answer is correct. And so in this round, 74 and got 3-1 and advanced. And yes, so there's a mistake in it because 74 actually clapped first, and then but 84 directly clap and submit the answer. So in the future, make sure when you clap, wait for me to identify who clapped first, and then you submit the answer so that we don't make any mistake. And this time, you know, it happens that 84 submit the wrong answer, otherwise we have the trouble. And so here the key idea is, so when you have the ratio of the two identical things, the volume would be that kind of similarity ratio cubed. So 4 to the cube is 64, which means, so the ratio, the radius, the ratio of the radius is 1 to 4, but be careful, the question is asking a diameter. So then it becomes 1 to 2, and you just use 32 divided by 2, and you get 16 centimeters. Because, you know, while I'm preparing for this set, I really cannot find too difficult problems, so that's why I changed the word radius to diameter. But normally, in Mathcounts, I think there will not be such kind of a little bit mean question, but it's the general principle is you really need to read the question carefully. Okay, so now let's quickly finish problem 5. Question 5.5. Find the smallest positive integer n such that 720 is not divisible by n. Okay, so yes, 74, you get the correct answer, and the correct answer is 17, and you can verify that. So here we basically have 720 times 1001. So 1001 is 3 times 11 times 13, and then you can cast. So the prime number would be just 17. Okay, so the correct answer is 17. All right, so finish this round, and now 77 and 89. Can you type ready? Okay, so I see 77, and where is 89? 89, can you type ready? Okay, so we are ready. And now let's move on to the first question. And each computer correctly calculates 66 to the power of 66. Okay, 89, go ahead. 89, please stop me the answer. All right, the answer is correct. So 89 is to 77 is now 77 is to 89 is 0 to 1. And for these, although it has a fraction, but we can easily cancel out, right? So it's just 33 times 33 times 66 to the power of 64. 6 does not really make a thing matter too much. It's always 6. So 3 times 3 times 6. So 54, and the answer is 4, right? So this really 1 minute question. Okay, so next one. Suppose A, B, C, D are positive integers, not necessarily distinct, such that A plus B plus C plus D equals A times B times C times D. What is the value of a squared plus b squared plus c squared plus d squared? Yes, I see a few correct answers. That's nice. So 77, you need to clap if you want to submit the answer. And if you want to submit the answer, you need to submit, you type clap and then submit to everyone. Are there any answers? 77 and 89. And okay, 77, go ahead. No, the answer is wrong. 89, you have 45 seconds. And you know, for that, for you math counts for this countdown, right? And yes, so 89 has 89, go ahead. Yes, and the answer is 89, you get it right. The answer is 22. Actually, for this kind of type of math counts problem, of course, the rigorous, you can do rigorous things, but the key thing is you can guess, right? Normally, I think it's the situation that in math count, the answer is always unique, right? So you can guess, and the number cannot be too big. If it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 times 2 times 3 times 4 is already 24. It's much bigger than 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4, right? So that's why it cannot be too big, right? So that's why you need to have some ones, and then once you have the ones, and then you just need to do the calculation: 1 square plus 2 square plus 4 square, and that is 22, right? Okay. All right, so that's it. And now let's move on to the question 3. The diagram shows a figure in which all the long sides are the same length and each is twice as long as each of the short side, and the angles are all right angles, and the area of the figure is 200 square centimeters. What's the perimeter of the figure in centimeters? 77, go ahead. Yes, 88 is the correct answer. So now it is 1 to 2. And for this question, and it's easy that you just you can think this has been divided into 8 equal little squares, and then each little square will be 5 squared times 8, so that's 200. So which means each little side here is 5, and then you count how many 5 are there. So for each kind of like this part is 20, right? Each part is 20, and we have 4 of them. So 20 times 4, that is 80. Okay, so problem 3 finished. And now problem 4. Fill in 4 different digits into the below empty boxes and to make the equality hold. And what is the sum of the 4 digits? $89, go ahead. 89, please type the answer. Okay, so 15 is the correct answer. And so in this round, 77 to 89, and so far is 1, 2, 3. So we know that 89 advances. And you know that for most of the questions, I got from all the various resources around the different countries, in different countries of the world, from the mathematical computation in different countries of the world. And but for this question, this is a question I designed by myself, and when I was a freshman, and that appears in one of the Chinese mathematics computation. And so the idea is, so all the choices are between 10 to 19, right? So we have to deduct So that's why we can quickly remove all the prime numbers. Then you do a little bit of pairing, and you will see that the other possibility would be that, and giving the question is asking the sum of the digits to be filled. The order does not matter, and the final answer is 15. Okay, so now it seems that all of you are excited. So maybe we just make this question open to everyone, and then we do that. And so in a bag, there are 6 white balls and 4 black balls. I take out 2 balls at random, one at a time without replacement. What is the probability that the second ball I take is black? Yes, and for this question, and the idea is for that question, the thing is you can think this question in a different way. So if I have six white balls and 4 black balls arranged in a line, and then there will be kind of many different methods, right? So which are kind of like we have 10 factorial divided by 4 factorial divided by 6 factorial of ways. And if actually all the balls are different, we have 10 factorial ways. But no matter what, here what we have is we have a symmetry here. And the symmetry means, given that we have 6 white balls and 4 black balls, so at the beginning, the first ball, the ratio of, so for the first ball, the ratio of white to black would be what? Would be 6:4. And for the second ball, it's actually the same, right? So actually this word, of course, it looks like it makes the question complicated, but it actually doesn't matter. So that's why when we talk about the white ball, the black ball, the answer is no need to do any calculation. You directly write down 4/10, which is 5/2. Okay. So this is the trick I want to tell you, which is think kind of little bit more broadly and using the symmetry. Okay, so now we have this round, and now next round would be 62 and 93. So 62 and 93, are they ready? Okay, 62 is ready. Is 93 still there? Test. Okay, so ready. Okay. Okay, so now is, and so it's 62 and 93. Okay. So question 7.1. A factory employs 320 men, 3/4 of whom are married. 3/4 of the married men have at least 1 child, and 3/4 of these fathers have more than 1 child. 93, go ahead. Okay, so 45 is the correct answer. Okay, so now 62 to 93 is 0 to 1. So there are 320 mile. There are 320 miles, 3/4. So then that's reduced to 240. So 240 are married. Only married man can have child. And 3/4 of the married man have at least 1 child. So 240 times 3/4, that is 180. And among the 180, there's 3/4 have more than 1 child. And there's only 1 portion has 1 child. So it's actually 180 divided by 4. So we get 45. Okay, so 7. Okay, so next question. In the figure, 3/4 of the smaller square is shaded, and 5/7 of the larger square is shaded. What is the ratio of the shaded area of the smaller square to the shaded area of the larger square? $62, go ahead. No, the answer is not right. And sorry, I may. And 93. And you kept the answer, and that is a correct answer. Okay, so now it's 0 to 2, and the idea for this is we just assume that this bar is 1 unit, right? If this is 1 unit, because in the smaller square, in the smaller square, and we have 1 quarter versus 3 quarters. So this part is actually 6 unit. And then what about the other one? The other one would be 5 to 7 is shaded. So this would be 7 over 2 over 5. So this would be 1 divided by 2 times 5 is 2.5. So here is, sorry, 3, right? So 3. And so the ratio would be 3 versus 2.5 is 6 versus 5. Okay. Yes, the area of the smaller larger than the area of the triangle. Okay. So now, okay, so now we finished question 2, and now let's move on to question 3. How many perfect squares less than or equal to 500 are there, such that the sum of the 3 consecutive positive integers, so that, okay, so 62, go ahead. And the answer is 7, and 7 is the correct answer. Okay, so now we have 1 to 2. And here the thing is actually we only need to, what we need to find is actually the sum of the 3 consecutive positive numbers restrict that a perfect square has to be multiple 3. So 3 square, 6 square, up to 21 square. So these are the 7 ones. Okay, so next one. Question 7.4. The numbers A and B, C satisfy, okay, 62, go ahead. Okay, so 62, you get the correct answer. The correct answer is -78. Okay, so now we have a tight competition, and we need to go to question 5. But quickly, let's finish this. What is, we have A plus B plus C equals 0, and we know ABC is 78. When we want to find the value, is actually quite complicated, right? A plus B plus B plus C plus C plus A. But the thing is, let's try to use negative numbers, then it becomes trivial. A plus B is negative C. And then B plus C is negative A, and C plus A is negative B, right? And then what we have? We have negative A, B, C, right? And then in this case, of course, it's -78. Okay. All right. So sorry that so maybe we go a little bit faster. And so now 7.5. What is the smallest number of cells that needs to be colored in a 5x5 square so that any 1x4 or 4x1 rectangle lying inside the square has at least 1 cell colored? Okay, so 93, and your answer is wrong. And 62, please type your answer. And 62, your answer is wrong as well. And now 62 and 93, once you have the correct answer, you can directly chat to everyone. Yes, go ahead, 93. Yes, and no, 93, the answer is not correct. And I think I have to stop this question because 37 mistakenly typed to everyone got that, and it happens to type the correct answer. So let's quickly finish this. And so the idea what we do is what we can make, how we can make things quicker would be we have this kind of coloring method. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, and 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, right? And in here, actually, then you find a method which is this, right? And then you get it. Okay. All right. So now I think I need to get my book and find a question so that we can determine 93 and 62. So okay. I think oh, give me 1 second. All right, so now here is a question. So we consider 5/2. Of course, this is just 0.4, right? We consider another fraction, and this fraction is greater than 5/2/5. Right? And also, we know that this is in lowest term, so it's simplified fraction. I don't see that. And so here, what with the restriction we have is we make the denominator less than 15. And we want these to be the smallest one. So what is the smallest simplified fraction that is greater than 2/5, but with denominator at most less than 15? Okay, so 93, go ahead. And your answer is wrong. And 62, now you have 45 seconds to do it. Okay, 62, go ahead. Yes, 5/12 is the correct answer. So in this round, so 62, by calculating the fractions in the accurate way, advance to the next round. All right, so we finish 3/2 and so 62 advance. So we do see that our computation becomes tougher and tougher, although and sorry, I think I made the beginning questions too difficult, so that we are already running 3 hours marathon. Okay, so next round, can we see that if 86 and 88, can you see ready? Yes, 86 and where's 88? And 88 ready, okay. So problem 8. Material forms an ordered list consisting of 7 consecutive positive integers. The sum of the first, third, and sixth of these numbers is 175. What is the sum of the remaining 4 numbers? $88, go ahead. Yes, 238 is the correct answer. And so now is 0 to 1. And And 86, unfortunately, you didn't get the correct answer and you are a little bit slower. And so for this question, it's just like a simple algebra, right? X, you can assume X plus Y, X plus 3, X plus 6, and then you get 175, and then you get X is 165 divided by 3, you get 55, and then you do the calculation. Okay, so the correct answer to this question is 238. All right, so now next one. The sum of two positive integers is 36. What is the largest possible value of the least common multiple of these two integers? 86, go ahead. Yes, 323 is the correct answer. And actually, this just means what? This just means, and 36 is 17 plus 19, right? So, and then they are co-prime to each other, and then that's it. Okay, so now question. So the answer is 17 times 19 is 323. Finish. Okay, so next one. Question 8.3. The normal selling price of the article is cut by 20% in a sale. Okay, so 86, go ahead. So 86, your answer is wrong. So 88, go ahead. 88, please answer in 45 seconds. Yes, it is. Submit answer, please. Okay, 38 is the correct answer. And now it's 1 to 2. So you can make things fast, but you have to make sure that you do get it right. And so the reduce the trader's profit to 4%, right? So that means after the reduce the price, what the situation is will be 100 is what actually the original price, and the profit is only 4, and that is reduce the whole thing by 20%. So 104 divided by 4, which is 26. So this would be the added part, right? So the original profit is 4 plus 26, which is 30%, right? Okay. All right, so now it's 1 to 2, and we are going to move on to the next. 8.4. The length in centimeters of the sides of a right triangle are integers, and the sum of the shortest and longest side is 24 centimeters. How many centimeters are in the perimeter of the triangle? Okay, 86, go ahead. And 86, your answer is not correct. So 88, go ahead. Yes, your answer is correct. And the answer is 36. And so now 88 versus 86 is 1 to 3. So this part we already finished the computation for these. It's actually just the one I just reviewed, 3 to 4 to 5. So think about that. You multiply everything by 3, you get 9, 12, 15, right? Then you get that 9, 15, and then 12, and then plus 12, and then that's get it, right? Okay. So now, and giving 88 already advanced. So maybe for these last 8.5, we just open to the public. So you roll 2 dice, each with 2 red, 2 blue, 1 white, and 1 black face. What is the probability that both dice show matching colors? Okay, so 74 is the first one who get the answer correct, and followed by 54. So the idea is we just when with this kind of like you draw 2 dice, which is called the multiple events. So what you can do is you can draw some table to show all the possible cases. Right, if you draw the table, then what we have red, white, right, blue. We have right, blue, and white, black, and the blue, right, whatever. And then for the same color, then it means what? It means we have to color this, that's 4, color this, that's 4, color this, 1, 1. So it's 4 plus 1 plus 4 plus 1 plus 1 divided by 6 square, and it's 10 over 36. Oh, it's 5 over 18. So that is the correct answer. Finished. right, so sorry for the delay. We have 190 minutes, and now we have determined the top 4. And can some of you show show our bracket table? And we see who are the top 4. So probably still we share a screen. Okay. One moment. Okay, so that is the situation. And so we have 4 people, which are both large numbers, which with 70. So 74, which is original number 1, and 89 is original number 12. So yes, so it means that we can change things, right? And so we always need to continue to practice. 62 is original number 7, and 88 is original number 3, right? Okay, so cool. And now, so sorry for those of you who are in the East Coast, and it's already 11:20 p.m. And so I will try to make the next round quicker, which I'm not going to give the explanation. I just directly give out the correct answer, and we move on. And because in the next round, it will be everyone who gets 4 questions correct, and we'll go to the next round. And okay, so now you have, okay, so first, what should be the first round? So 74 to 89, right? Are you ready? So first we do 74 to 89 is, okay, so. Okay, so is it ready? So 74, 89, are you ready? And 89 says ready, and 74 says ready. Oh, okay. Okay, cool. So this round is whoever get the first, whoever get 4 questions correct at once. In the below column form, same letter represents the same digit, different letter represent different digits. What is the largest possible value of the 3-digit number SUM? 74, go ahead. Yes, 976 is the correct answer. Yes, you always need to try. You start with the larger ones. So now is 1, 2, 0. And now next question. Suppose Jason had a 5 by 5 by 5 cube. He removed a 3 by 2 by 1 cuboid and a 5 by 1 by 1 cuboid from different corners of the cube. What is the surface area of the remaining solid? 74, go ahead. And 74, the answer is correct. And the answer is 148. And the reason why the answer is 148 is actually you'll notice that if you remove this one, actually this does not change the surface area. It's kind of like you dig a dent. The 3 faces are still the same. While in here, you do have a missing one, but it's just -2. So that's why 25 times 6 minus 2. Okay, so now is 2 to 0. All right, so next one. Let n equals the product of 5 factorial and 8f factorial and 9 factorial. How many positive factors of n are perfect squares? $74, go ahead. Your answer is wrong. 89, you have 45 seconds. Yes, it's good. I see 62 already get it to correct. Okay, so now both 74 and 89 are in the wrong in the parallel position. And okay, so 89 get 80 and yes, go ahead, 89. Yes, 144 is the correct answer. So now it's 2, 2, 1. And for this, you just do some factorization, and then you make sure that all the power exponents you select has to be even numbers. Okay. Now, next. Question 9.4. Julius Pompous leaves Rome, which is R in the center, to conquer the 5 traps UKSMC and return home triumphant. The diagram shows the distance in kilometers between tribes. What is the least distance he needs to march? '89, go ahead. Sorry.
74 answer.
Sorry, 74, go ahead. And 74, your answer is wrong. And 89, go ahead. Okay, so 89, you still have 45 seconds before 74 can answer again. Okay, so 74 and 89, whoever have the new answers can answer. Okay, so 74, your answer is correct. And it's 300. And now it's 3 to 1. And why it's 300 is because we can do that. These are the 2 circles, 50, 60, 20, that's 170. That's 130, and then finish. Okay, so now it's a critical point question for 74. $9.5. Alham, Brian, Chloe, Danielle, Asel, Francis, and George have to choose a form captain from among themselves. They decide to stand in a circle in alphabetical order to count round. In the same order, rejecting every third person they come to, and that person then leaves the circle. And the last one left is to be the form captain. 74, go ahead. 74, your answer is wrong. So 89, you have 45 seconds to do it. Al Hamad is essentially eventually elected to form captain. Where must the counting have started? Yes, I do see some correct answer from other people. 89, your answer is not correct. Okay, so now you two are in the same, but in 74, go ahead. Yes, and Isel is the correct answer. What you do is And you can first start with A and see who is left, and then you rotate a little bit. Okay, so now in this round, 74 advances. And I think because it's too late, and we are going to skip that two questions, and we directly go to the next round. So which is between 62 and 88, right? 62 and 88, are you ready? Okay, so 62 is okay, so 88 is ready as well. Okay. Question 1. Suppose A plus B plus C is 36, and the sum of the reciprocals of these three numbers is 39. Find the value of this fraction. 62, go ahead. And the answer is correct. 1401 is the correct answer. Okay, so now 62 get 1 point. It's 1 to 0. And the way to do it is you can just multiply them and add up together. All right, no worry, 88, there's still a long way to go. And now next question. I walk at 4 kilometers per hour and run at 6 kilometers per hour. I find I can save 3 minutes and 45 seconds by running instead of walking to school in the mornings. How far do I live from school in meters? 62, go ahead. Your answer is wrong. Okay, so 88, now you have 45 unique seconds. Yes, from other summations, I do see 74 and 54 get it right. No, 35, your answer is not right. $77, your answer is wrong. Okay, so now 62 and 62 and 88, you are in the symmetric position. Okay, 62, and your answer is correct. And the answer is 750. And okay, so and it's good that you notice that it's meters but not kilometers. Okay, so for these, maybe I still spend 1 minute to see what is the quickest way to do it. The quickest way to do it, my way is I just still use the ratio. So think about 6 km as the total distance. If the total distance is 6 km, how many minutes you can save? You can save 30 minutes, right? One is 1.5 hours, the other is, so that would be 30 minutes, right? And then what is the current minutes? 3.75 minutes, right? 3.75 minutes. What is the ratio here? The ratio here is happen to be 8, right? So you divide it by 8, then you get it, right? So that really should be able to solve it in 1 minute, right? Okay, so question 3. In how many ways can 6 students, Alvin, Benjamin, Chris, David, Ethan, Fabian, stand in a row such that Chris or David or both of them are at the end of the row? 62, go ahead. Yes, 432 is the correct answer. And so here you can use the complementary method, or you can use principle of inclusion and exclusion to get it. Okay, so now it's a critical point for 62. Problem 4. How many tickets, each with size 8 centimeters by 6 centimeters, can I cut from a sheet of a card 30 centimeters by 21 centimeters if I use the card as efficiently as possible? 62, go ahead. Your answer is wrong, 88, and now you have 45 unique seconds. Yes, from other people, I do get the correct answer from 84. Yes, so in many countdown problems like this is actually, in some sense, just like a grade primary school level, math level, right? There's no advanced things in that. So just make sure that you are in a good mood, and then you should be fine. That there are some fancy names, get the correct answer, and 35 get the correct answer as well. And now 62 and 88 are in the symmetric position. Okay, 62, go ahead. Both 62 and 88 got this question wrong. So maybe we skip that. And the correct answer should be 12, because there's still some corner that you can put it on. Okay, so now let's move on. Next one. In the below multiplication, same letter represents the same digit. The different letters represent different digits. What digits does S represent? Okay, do you have the answer? Oh, sorry. I think that's my mistake. I do have a type. Given that we have a typo, so probably we have to skip that question. And let's move on to the next. The table shows the distance in kilometers between 5 towns in southern France. 5 friends live in these 5 towns and want to meet. So below the table shows the distance in which town should they meet to keep the total traveling distance as small as possible. 62, go ahead. And yes, you get the correct answer, and the correct answer is Libourne, Libourne. And for this question, actually, the best way is you create, instead of just a triangle, but with a matrix, which is called table, and then in undergraduate level, it's called a matrix, and then that's it. Okay, so in this round, 66 advances, but 88, no worry. And so the next round is still, you are still in the stage. Okay, so, and sorry, we have a bronze final. So that would be between 88 and 89, and before we have the grand final between 74 and 62. Okay, so 88 is still on the stage. 89, are you ready? '89, are you there? Okay, so now we are going to start the bronze final. Find the sum of the digits of the number 10 to the power of 20, 2022 minus 2022. Okay, so 88, go ahead. Yes, once 10,000. So 18193 is the correct answer. Basically, you just form, what you do is just you do a long division, right? Okay, so now in in the current grand final, 88 versus 89 is 1-0. Okay, so next question. 11.2, 70% of the adult males of a community have brown eyes, 75% have dark hair, and 85% are over 6 feet tall, and 90% weigh more than 140 pounds. What is the minimum percentage of people who must have all four characteristics? $88, go ahead, and your answer is correct. Now it's 2-0. And this is basically you take the complement, then add up together, then use 100 to deduct. Okay. Question 11.3. What is the value of the below product of some recurring repeating decimals? 0.9 repeated, 0.6 repeated, and 0.249 repeated, 0.19 repeated, 88. Go ahead. And your answer is wrong. And 89, now you have 45 unique seconds. Yes, I see 74 and 54 get the correct answer. $89, go ahead. Unfortunately, 1/118 is not the correct answer. And now both of you are in a symmetric position. You can 88, go ahead. Yes, 1/636 is the correct answer. And so now it's 3-0. Next question. The rectangular block shown below has a total surface area of 290 square centimeters. What is the height in centimeters? Go ahead, 88. And the answer is wrong. And 89. Now you have 45 unique seconds to do it. This is similar as the other solid geometry problem. So we first we can fit up and then you calculate it. So now 88 and 88 now in the symmetric situation, whoever gets the answer, you can submit. And from all the other answers submitted, only the answer from 74 and 84 are correct. Okay, 88, go ahead. 88, go ahead with your answer. Yes, 4 is the correct answer. Okay, so now 84 got rank number 3 and 89 ranks number 5, number 4. So finally, we are going to have our grand final. Has everyone ready? Especially 62 and 74. All right, so I hope it would be a very tight competition. We can go over all the 7 questions because these are the 7 best questions I have selected. Okay, so final question 1. How many numbers in the following sequence have finite non-zero digits after the dot in the decimal expressions? Which means how many in the decimal expressions of these 174? Go ahead. No, 74, your answer is wrong. And 62, now you have 55 seconds. So basically, we ask among the sequence of fractions, how many of them are without repeating decimals, with terminating decimal expressions? 62, go ahead. 15 is the correct answer. Okay, so now it's 1 to 0. Because all the fractions, once if it has a terminating decimal expression, the denominator has to be either 2 or 5 or multiply them out. Okay, so 88, please be polite and keep the chat clean. And question 2, the dots are 1 unit apart. What is the region common to both the triangle and the square? Give the answer in square units.
Dr. Yao, can you check over 62's answer?
Yeah, 62, go ahead. Yeah. Yes, 11 over 12 is the correct answer. So now it's 2 over 0.
Dr. Yao, do you have an additional question?
Okay, so is there something?
Can we avoid this one?
Okay, oh yeah, let's avoid this question. And also, so let's try to keep the chat relatively clean. So we will vote. I will avoid this question, so we have enough spare questions to work on. And so 88, please stop chatting irrelevant things. Okay, so now we are going to do question 3. A fly starts out at the corner marked X on the cube shown below and sets out along the edge XA. Each time she reaches the corner, she turns either left or right. If the sequence of turns she makes goes LR, LLRR, LLLRRR, at which corner does she finish? $74, go ahead. Yes, A is the correct answer. So now it's 1 to 1. Just basically to visualize the picture. And the correct answer is A. All right, so next one, question 4. On old McDonald's farm, the calls and ducks are singing in full chorus. 54 voices and 170 stamping feet. If every duck is on a call and each call has at most 1 duck on its back, how many calls are duckless? Okay, so the one is 74. It's for clap first. Go ahead. Yes, 74. Your answer is correct. And now is 1 to 2, 62 to 74. Okay, so this is basically a chicken rabbit problem, but we just changed a little bit. And yes, so the question is asking about cos a ductless, which means cos without duck. So you should think cos and duck together. And yes, so the correct answer is 8. Okay, so now next one. $12.5. How many permutations x1, x2, x3, x4 of the set of integers 1, 2, 3, 4 have the property that the sum x1, x2 plus x2 plus x3 plus x3, x4 plus x4, x1 is not divisible by 3? And 62, your answer is wrong. $74, go ahead. 74, your answer is correct. And so now the ranking is 1, 3 to 1 to 3. And the correct answer to this question is 8. And the tricky part is this can do factorization. That can help us to do the counting. Yes. Okay, so question 6. The square ABCD has set lines 12. A circle drawn through B and C is tangent to AD. Find the radius of this circle. $74, go ahead. Yes, 7.5 is the correct answer. So now we officially have the ranking. And so 74 is the champion. And number 2 goes to number 62. And the third one is 88. And the fourth one is 89. And as we announced at the beginning, and so there will be some gifts we give. So the number 1 will get $50 Amazon gift card, and number 2 gets $30, number 3 get $20, and number 4 get $10. And Professor Guo will contact you with distribution details. And so maybe someone update the bracket chart. It will finally show it. And while we are waiting, maybe let's finish the last question, which is my favorite question. Okay, so the answer 80 from 84 and 45 are not correct. From 69 is not correct. From 84 is not correct. From 74 is not correct. From 45 is not correct. From 57 is not correct. From 65 is not correct. From 74 is not correct. And okay, so the first correct answer again came from 74. And the correct answer is 168. And the way to do it is for these kind of coloring problems, you can always start with somewhere. So what you can start is you can start with the middle. So the middle one has what? The middle one has 4 factorial, right? Because the center will guarantee the guarantee that all of them are different colors. And then you consider a corner. And if you consider this corner, you will see that would be another 6. And that's it. You multiply them all out. Okay, so now I'm going to stop share this and show the final bracket chart. Okay. All right, so that's the final one. And okay. So I think it's already almost midnight for those in the East Coast. And hopefully you'll have fun with it. And I think that's pretty much the play today. And luckily that you can meet each other and in May, but hopefully it still takes some time for me to meet up with you. Yeah, because for the original question, for the last question, there is a strong restriction. Even diagonally, the even the two cells share a point. It cannot be the same color. So that's why it's a strong condition. Okay, so that's it for today. And so I think it's just because we all love mathematics. So that's why we can continuously working for about 4 hours without stopping. And hopefully we can have some similar questions appear in the Mathcounts this year. All right, so thanks everyone. Bye-bye.